Hello everyone, I'm Nowrid and welcome to the first episode of I Am Social, the audio experience. If you're listening to this show for the first time, I just want to let you guys know that I Am Social is a show that focuses on marketing, digital marketing, sales, leadership, entrepreneurship, personal branding, social media trends, and so on. If you guys would like to listen to a specific topic, you can let us know in the comment section below. By the way, today we will talk about personal branding, specifically how you can brand yourself by using different social media platforms and content marketing strategies. We all know that personal branding plays a key role for the last few years and it keeps growing, especially with the increase of social media usage. So here to talk about this topic, we have a very special guest, and she's all the way from Cyprus. She is an entrepreneur, coach. She is a social media influencer and a CEO. Guys, let me introduce Pavlina Papalouka. So hello, Pavlina. Thanks for being part of I'm Social audio experience. So how are you today?
Hi, Norway. Great. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so happy and excited too to have you in this show because I'm really looking forward to know some secrets from you today.
It will be great. Let's go. What would you like to know?
First, I think it would be great if you can just introduce yourself to our audience because I know about you a lot, but I think it would be great if you can just tell a little bit about you so our audience can get to know more about you.
Okay, so I'm an entrepreneur, a founder of AwakenSpace, which is an education company. We do seminars, online education, digital trainings mainly for entrepreneurs, but anything in the areas of personal growth, entrepreneurship, and personal branding. I'm also a speaker, a coach. I run my own online academy for personal branding. It's a personal branding academy. And I love helping people around the world to create the lifestyle and the business they want. And that's what I do for the past few years. And I've been to Malaysia as well, speaking 3 years
Actually,
ago.
I was about to ask that. Actually, I saw you been to Malaysia a few years back. So, would you please say something more about it?
Yeah, I was telling you before we started the podcast that Malaysia is like my happy place because I was always imagining speaking internationally, but I always thought I'm going to go somewhere in Europe or in the US. But when the first invitation came to speak internationally, it was in Kuala Lumpur. And I never imagined that. I would see people in Kuala Lumpur and other companies based there and seminars, but I never imagined I would be there. So before my talk there, some people prepared me and they said, oh, people here are like different than Cyprus. Maybe they will be a bit tight. Maybe they will look at you weirdly. This is what happened to me when I came to talk. And I go on stage and I was so excited. I was so excited to be in Kuala Lumpur. Like everyone was so friendly. Like the audience was amazing. They were smiling. They were opening up. It was amazing. It was incredible experience. And I said, what are you talking about? These people are like the nicest people I ever met. I think I was also so excited to be there, and maybe I transferred my energy to the audience, but it was really an amazing audience, very warm people. It reminded me of the people in my country who were very warm, very, smiling and kind. And it was great. It was great. I ended up having dinner with Jimmy Choo as well, with my mentor, John Lee, who invited me to speak. So, I have an amazing memory from Malaysia. It's incredible. And also, I felt that the people needed this information. It was like a good timing, 2016. It was something new, and I guess it's still new. It's information that people need there. So it was a great experience. Looking forward to come back.
Yeah, actually, I would like to add something with it because I'm also an expat here, and my experience in Malaysia for like last 4 years is amazing. Something similar like you, I find the people and everything is pretty nice. So I agree with you completely.
Yeah, it was awesome. Amazing. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the way I actually came to know about you from a friend of mine who lives in Penang. So she was
Mm-hmm.
in your session at
Mm-hmm.
2015. So she was saying, "Oh, like I saw her session and I find she's amazing at social media marketing. So it would be great to explore her." So that's how I actually find you. And then I see like you're creating your own content and you're focusing a lot on personal branding, and I must say like you're doing amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, as you're an entrepreneur, CEO, coach, public speaker, and mentor, your presence is strong in digital arena with strong personal branding. So what do you think,
Mm-hmm.
how important do you think the personal branding is in 2020, whether for a business owner or CEO or for an individual?
Well, for me, from all the experience I have the past few years teaching this information, I believe that personal branding is extremely important. We are all personal brands. So basically, if you don't build your personal brands, you still have an online presence, and
Mhm.
and you might be doing it wrong because you already are a personal brand. From the moment you have a social media profile or any online presence, you are a personal brand. So the people who are able to take that personal brand that they have and communicate it the right way are going to get the best opportunities in all areas, in job positions, in business. So it's extremely important because we're all connected online. We're all looking who are the people behind the companies.
Yeah.
We're not looking at the company as such. We are looking at the people. We all are interested more in the people, the founders, the people who work for the company. So it's very important for everyone. I believe in the next 1 to 10 years, 5 to 10 years, it's going to be even more important because we are
Okay.
becoming digitalized, and we are all online. So everyone will have to pay attention to what they're putting online through their personal brand and how they're communicating.
Yeah, this is so interesting because I met few people and they said probably the personal brand is not making an impact into their business. So do you think the personal branding can make a positive impact on your business? I mean, the personal branding can help you to grow your business as well?
It can help any type of business grow, yes. Because like I said, people want to work with other people they know, like, and trust,
Okay.
and not with faceless organizations. And even if you are, target audience is other big businesses, okay?
Sure.
All the CEOs and founders of Fortune 500 companies, they have profiles on LinkedIn.
True.
So you need to have a personal brand at least there. Or as a CEO, having a personal brand in the media and communicating about your company, it definitely has a positive impact on the
Right.
business. We see examples like, Tesla and
Okay.
many big companies. Everyone is focused on, they connect to the company's
Yeah.
message, but also to the founder's message.
True.
And the why and the purpose. So if a person says, "Oh, for my industry, it's not important," I will always question that. For some industries, it's more important. Let's say if you're a coach, consultant,
Yeah.
if the business is it's around you and your knowledge, of course, personal brand, it's 1,000%,
Yeah.
important. If you have like a huge organization, let's say like Elon Musk, you're producing cars, or you're selling some kind of B2B services,
Right.
your presence is still important because you're still connecting with other clients every day, with associates, and they need to
Right.
be able to find you and to know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's important for everyone. It's important for
Yeah.
everyone.
I agree actually because Vishen Lakhiani from Mind Valley. Actually, first I saw his content in social media, and that's how
Mm.
actually I came to know about Mind Valley. And same goes for like the Gary Vaynerchuk. So I'm a big fan of like Gary
Exactly,
Vee. So
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
Vishen, actually, I listened to him on an interview like this one, maybe 10
Mhm.
years ago. I was taking
Wow.
a mentoring program with John Asraf in the USA, and he interviewed this guy. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, this guy is interesting. Let's follow
Yeah.
him. I added him on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook since like 10 years ago, and it was because of an interview like this one. And look how his company grew, but still he
Right.
puts himself. I find him like a very interesting personality and very successful personality in what he
Right.
does. And even though there are so many speakers he promotes, and now that I see that he allows the people who work for him build also their personal brands through Mind Valley. His personal brand is still at the head of the company. You know, he's
Right.
still leading the company with his personal brand
Right. Yeah.
because he's the essence of the company, right? He
Yeah.
created this. So yeah, it doesn't mean that the company depends on only your personal brand, but your personal brand is there. And then you allow your employees, and in the case of companies like Mind Valley, of course, it's some other speakers as well, and they build your brand as well.
Yeah.
So it's important for recently. I'll give you an example. Recently, somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn,
Okay.
and we knew each other maybe 15 years ago or
Okay.
10 years ago. He said, I was just appointed a chairman of the biggest bank in Cyprus. I'm not going to say the name, one of the two biggest banks.
Okay.
And I don't have any online presence, nothing.
Okay.
And I need to build it. I know it's important. It is, because if he's able to get into the media and communicate effectively the message of the bank and what the bank is doing now, if the
Right.
chairman is out there and has a good image, the
Right.
bank gets a more positive image, because the banking system in Cyprus is a little bit, people have lost their trust because we
True.
had a bank crash a few years ago. So if people who are the chairmen, the CEOs of the bank, they can go out in the media and build that trust, it will have an impact on the whole banking system, you know? So
Yeah.
of course it's important. People think it's
Right.
not important. It's very important on every level.
True. Exactly. So as we are talking about the personal branding, I find something very interesting in your website. There is a quote mentioned like, it's like, if you get a chance to work with Pavlina, you must, because she is an expert when it comes to personal branding. And it's mentioned by John Lee, the international speaker and the best-selling author of like the Wealthy Dragon Way book. So, so my question is, how have you grown your personal brand, and actually, what was your key to success?
That's a great question. And John is my mentor, is one of my mentors who came into my life in 2015 and actually helped me build my brand. But it started way before that. I was already teaching personal branding when I met John. So how it started, well, my background was in PR and in the media. And I was a public relations manager for media channels. And then I started my own public relations agency. And I was always building other people's brands and promoting other people online, making them huge. It was called PR before it was called personal branding. I mean, personal branding wasn't even a term. Even like 10, 11 years ago, I discovered that term, personal branding. But I was already building other people's brands. And then when I started following all the speakers in personal development and entrepreneurship that I started studying around 10 years ago, and I saw them doing video, and I saw them, you know, being out there on stage, I could see myself doing that, but I was shy and I was scared. But at some stage, I started my education company. I started bringing other speakers to Cyprus, very big names like Bob Proctor, Dr. John DeMartini, and I still was not promoting my personal brand. I was still shy, but these people, they started pushing me to do that. They started saying, oh, Pavlina, you need to put yourself on stage. You need to do this, you need to do that. And at 2014, I was finally ready after 3 years after I started my company. In the meantime, what I did, because I was shy to put myself on stage, what I did, I started interviewing the speakers that I was collaborating with. So I started a YouTube channel. I said, okay, I run seminars. I need to promote my seminars. So I have an interview on my YouTube channel with Bob Proctor from 2012. I wasn't doing it for personal branding. I wanted to promote my seminars. And I pushed myself to do that. But then I realized that people were saying to me, oh, we come to your seminars because we like you. We actually trust you. And we
Okay.
like what you do. So I said, okay. And then they started asking me, can you mentor me? Can you tell me how you found your purpose and how you built your
Wow.
company like this? And I said,
Okay.
okay, maybe it's time for me now to start speaking,
Right.
because people have started asking me to speak. I wasn't a speaker. I was
Okay.
just a seminars organizer, and people started asking me, inviting me to their events to speak, asking me to coach them. So I started in 2014. I decided, okay, it's time. I started doing a little bit of video, started a coaching program, started doing webinars, and everything from there, everything grew. Then I met John in 2015.
Okay.
And he also helped me as well to promote my personal brand to be even bigger.
Okay.
Gave me the confidence basically to do
Right.
more video, more things the right way, because I was unsure. I was doing things, but I wasn't sure how I was coming out. So if you have a mentor,
Right.
you talk to your mentor and they say, yes, I like what you're doing. Do it that way. Don't do that. Do this, so it gives you the confidence. So I
Right.
guess after I met John, I got this confidence that I'm on the right path. I got guidance, and then
Okay.
I allowed myself to build a bigger, massive brand,
Right.
especially locally, and then started building it globally as well. So that's the story.
Yeah.
It's one step at a time. I didn't just wake up one day and like, okay, I'm gonna go make lots of videos and build my personal brand. It was
Yeah.
one step at a time. I mean, now
Right.
it happens to people because it's such a big concept, and
Right.
they see somebody and they say, or they come on a webinar that I do and they say, oh my God, I just need
Yeah.
to go and do that. Can you help me? But for me, it happens very gradually because it wasn't even a term, personal branding. It didn't even exist. I
True.
realized that it
True.
was going to be huge.
Yeah.
And through experience and through taking action, I found out how important it is. That's how it happened for me.
Yeah, I mean, so if I say like the key to success are like you need to do hard work, and you need a right mentor, and you need the confidence to move forward, right?
Yeah. And I guess the hard work is create great content. Like really, when you put yourself out there,
Yeah.
think about it well, do the
Yeah.
preparation, think about what your audience really wants to hear, see,
Yeah.
learn. You're doing the work now with your podcast. It was a very
Yeah.
well thought out conversation we had.
Yeah.
You're thinking about your audience, you're thinking about the questions and how to present this, really do the background work. Yes,
Right.
you need to get the confidence. Most people get stuck on the confidence, and
Right.
having a mentor, for me, it was life-changing. It was all about my mentors. That's how it happened
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
So that's why I became a mentor, to help other people. And I believe that, having a mentor who is experienced and have walked that path before to
Yeah.
guide you, it's very important. It gives you the confidence to know
Right.
what you're doing right, what to improve, maybe what to do less of.
Yeah.
It gives you the confidence, the guidance as well, the step-by-step guidance that you need
Exactly.
to get there faster. So yeah, you're right, you got it.
So as
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned about the content, like I always believe like content is the new currency, and content is something which is very much related with personal branding. So let's talk about the content. And I think as I saw, like you are focusing to create a lot of content, the authentic content, because I saw your YouTube, I saw your Instagram, I saw your LinkedIn. You create a lot of authentic content. So my question is to you, how important do you think it is to create authentic content when we are discussing to or developing or planning to start the personal branding?
Well, content it's number one. Content is, they say, content is king. It's the number one thing you should be doing to building a brand.
Okay.
It's not about putting yourself out there to sell something, to be in the face of people selling. It's about providing value, and we provide this value through content. And
Exactly.
to produce good content, you need to know who your audience is, or who your ideal client is, who you're trying to reach,
Right.
and what solutions are they looking for, what problems can you solve. And then with regards to the authentic part, I guess it comes out with practice as well. Being like the more you put out content, the more authentic you become, because you allow yourself to be yourself. In the beginning, you might be more, you might want to put an outline and like stick to exactly what you want to say and be very cautious. But the more you put out content, the better you become at being natural and being yourself. And the more you interact with people, the more you see what they really want to hear. So, for example, I put out a couple of pieces of content lately, like just from my phone, because I try different things. You work with a video team, I do things from my phone. There's not one way to do things. There's many ways to do things. So don't get stuck on, oh, I don't have a video team and I don't this and I don't that. So I put, like you said, like very authentic, if you would call it that. I go very deeply into things that happened to me, lessons I learned in my business, but in a deeper way than I would go into before that. And then I see how people react and the feedback I get, from this content versus other type of content. And then accordingly, I adjust to what people want to hear. But content is number one. I remember I interviewed Gary Vaynerchuk in 2013. I did an interview of him on my YouTube channel. I still hadn't started building my brand. I was just, I didn't think I was building my brand. I just wanted to interview some great speakers and bring them to Cyprus. And I asked him, I said, Gary, how do I become like you in the next 5 years? Which 5 years have passed. And he said, content, just put out a lot of content. And that's what I did. Just, I wasn't doing my own video. I was shy. So I started doing more video. I actually had a written blog that I was writing articles since 2009. But video was what really built my brand, because I saw that through video, people get to really see your personality and really understand more deeply who you are and see your knowledge. And video was the one that connected me to my audience versus articles, even though I still do articles and I write and I'm writing my book. And I believe podcasts are a great way now as well, of course. So content is great. Choose what resonates best for you, having in mind that video is number one, voice is maybe second, and then written form is third. That's how I see it right now. With regards to helping you connect with people, video is still, it's the number one form of content. So I would definitely advise people to do video if you can get the confidence to do that, and maybe the guidance and the mentoring. True.
Actually, like I really like the point you have mentioned, that adding value, because it's really important that what you're offering to your audience, like this is something that people are looking for or not. It's not only about like talking about anything and everything. At the end of the day, you need to take a look that is it value addition for your audience or not. If it's not adding any value, then probably in the long run you will not sustain. And another thing, what you have mentioned, that you had a discussion with Gary V, and which I agree, like a lot of people are feeling shy to create the content. They don't want to create their own content. So at the end of the day, I think if you're not creating enough content, then probably you're not going to sustain in a long run. So as you mentioned about the video content, my next question is to you. So the people who would like to start the personal branding and thinking of creating their own content, so should they only focus on video if they're shy in front of the camera? So do you have anything else to suggest? Should they try like different content, or no matter what, they should keep trying to focus on creating video content?
Okay, that's a great question as well. For people who are shy to get on the camera, I wouldn't force them to do that. Even though I know that most people it's just a confidence issue. And if they get mentoring and support and guidance,
Okay.
If they want to build, if they come to me and they want to build their brands, it
Yeah.
means that they want to put themselves out there. It means they have something to say. So it's just a confidence issue most of the times. They think they don't look good on the camera, or they don't know what to say and how to say it, and that's where the mentoring comes in. But I
Right.
would say start with what feels comfortable for you. I started
Okay.
writing articles,
Okay.
and I already 2009 I knew I wanted to make video, but for 2 years I was holding a little camera called flip cam. It was before iPhone, and
Okay.
I was doing videos while on vacation, and I never posted any of those videos. And I was looking at them recently, and I was thinking, I was quite good. Why didn't I ever post those videos? They were quite
Yeah.
good.
You're pretty good. I saw those videos. Like
No, but
your
I had
video.
videos from 2009 and 10, and I
Okay.
never posted them, never, anywhere.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
found them recently somewhere, and I was trying to get the confidence. I was on my own. I didn't have anyone to help me.
Hmm.
And I think it's just a confidence issue. But start with what feels more comfortable for you.
Right.
If you feel more comfortable writing articles and writing long form content, do that. If you feel you're better on Instagram and communicating
Hmm.
through images and captions, do that.
Okay.
If you feel you can do a podcast, go ahead. Podcasts are amazing right now. They do need a lot of promotion.
Right.
It's not gonna work on its own. You need
Right.
to have a presence everywhere. That's why I advise to everything, do a combination, because
Right.
to bring an audience to your podcast,
Right.
you need to do content on the social media platforms to drive people to your podcast,
Right.
versus expecting everyone to discover you. So if you do video, and people can see you and feel you, your personality,
Right.
and your energy, they're probably more likely to come and see your podcast as well,
Exactly.
to listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
But start with what feels comfortable, and start with where is my audience, where is my
Right.
ideal client hanging out. Mostly, what do I feel comfortable with, and where is my client hanging out? Because if you're B2B, business to business,
Right.
and you just want to post nice sexy photos on Instagram, it's not really
Yeah.
gonna help,
Exactly.
maybe your clients are on LinkedIn mostly, maybe
Yeah.
they're on Facebook. That's why you need to consider also where your audience is, when creating the content, and then go with what's comfortable and get guidance
Right.
to learn how to do more of videos and voice, and put yourself more out there, because it's definitely
Right.
worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Right.
I've
So
seen
guys,
it with
yeah.
many people. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, remember the golden suggestion from Pavlina that if you're not still comfortable or confident in front of the camera, you can go with article, podcast, whatever you are comfortable. But it's really important to create content, no matter what. I mean, what type of content you would like to plan to upload.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so Pavlina, my next question is to you because you're just mentioning about the platforms, and nowadays we see there's a hell lot of platforms we have in social media. We have LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, Pinterest, and so many things. So do you think like identifying the platform is important for personal branding, or should we choose the platform first, or should we focus on content and then find a compatible platform?
Okay, another great question. Well, what I teach my clients and anyone that will come with me, I will never ever advise them to depend only on one platform. I
Okay.
believe in omnipresence. This word means, being present everywhere. That's how you build a solid brand,
Right.
because platforms change, algorithms change. I've been around for many years and I've seen many things. So people who depend only on one platform, let's say they go full in on Instagram, and then
Okay.
Instagram changes the algorithm, which it has changed it recently,
Okay.
they are in trouble if they don't have a presence on another platform. But I would
True.
say when you're starting out, because it's overwhelming to try to do everything, if you're just starting out, choose 1-2 platforms that you will focus on first,
True.
and choose the platforms, like I said before, that you feel more comfortable creating content on.
Mm. Right.
But also you need to consider, is my ideal client there? Is my potential client, or are there opportunities I'm looking for there versus the other platforms?
Right.
So I gave the example of LinkedIn versus Instagram. So for
Mhm.
some people, Instagram will be better. Let's say very obvious examples are fashion. If you're
Mhm.
into fashion and styling and makeup and beauty business, definitely Instagram is your platform versus LinkedIn. But if
Okay.
you are into, let me think about an industry, I don't know, maybe a lawyer or
Mhm.
an insurance consultant, maybe LinkedIn is a better platform. But for a lot of professions, it doesn't matter. For a lot of
Okay.
professions, let's say real estate, you can be anywhere and still
True.
get clients on real estate. So it doesn't really matter. So choose the
True.
platform that you resonate with most,
Yeah.
and then have in mind, on the back of your mind, that you need to be building at least the 4 key platforms: Facebook,
Right.
LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. You should
Right.
be building. If you have a younger audience, you can look into TikTok. If you're in fashion and you love Pinterest, you can look into Pinterest as a
Yeah.
secondary platform, but you have to be on the main platforms and then look at the other platforms as well as secondary. Unless you
Okay.
are a teenager and you're building a brand now, or you're targeting teenagers and you're going to go full in on TikTok, and you're going
Right.
to risk it because nobody knows where TikTok is going to be in the next
True.
1-2 years, but it seems to be going well. It could be a
Yeah.
firework, it could be something that sticks around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
Facebook
mean,
is a superpower,
yeah.
and YouTube and Google. So more stable platforms, to be on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think I think I agree. I agree because like one of my client was looking for me in YouTube, and I was not active in YouTube, but I was active in other
Mm.
social media platforms. So you are absolutely right that it's really important, especially in 2020. You should make your presence in every platform. Yeah.
You should, because your client could be looking for you anywhere, and the
Yeah.
more content you put out there on the platforms, on the different platforms,
Yeah.
Google and the search engines, they will see that, and they start ranking you higher, higher, higher for
True.
your market niche, for what you want to brand yourself as an expert in. So
True.
if you do this only on one platform, you're just on that platform for the people
Right.
searching on that one platform. And then the algorithm changes. It will change for sure on that platform. Something will happen, and that might
Exactly.
be a big hit on your brand.
Yeah.
So never ever depend on one platform.
Yeah, and you just imagine like if tomorrow if Facebook and Instagram having any issue and if it's not functional anymore, then people will take a look probably in TikTok, what you have mentioned. And I also see like TikTok is growing really great, and probably
Mm-hmm.
within 1 or 2 years, yeah, it can be a vital social media platform as well. True, true. Yeah. So, Pavlina,
Mm-hmm.
when it's about personal branding, I believe in 3 C's. That is like create, connect, and consistency. So, as you are you're a specialist in developing a personal brand. So, what actually matters most to you? Like, it's the quality of the content or the consistency of the content?
Yeah, well, another great question. I'm telling you, your questions are very are great for like exactly for the topic for personal
Yeah.
branding, because it's a lot of mistakes people make as well. So people
Mm.
think, some people, they start their personal brand and they think, I'm gonna put out video every day because this is what I heard. I have to be consistent. But then they're
Yeah.
rambling around and they become ridiculous. Because they didn't think it well enough and they're not being valuable to people.
Yeah.
And then you might put out one piece of content every week, but really well thought out, really prepared, really well edited, or with the nice images and the good grammar and everything thought out well. And that piece of content can go viral and bring you clients
Yeah.
forever. So for me, both are important. Definitely you need to be consistent, because if you I put one piece of content once a month because I want to make it really well and I'm a perfectionist, well, it's going to be much slower to build your brand that way than putting, let's say, at least one piece of content every week or 3 times a week. But
Okay.
if you go the other side and you say, I'm going to post something every day because I need to post like 10 times a day, and then the quality of the content is not good, you're going to make people tired and put them off. So I would say focus on the quality and build the consistency. Do as often as you can, making sure you're asking the question that we talked about before, that you said as well. It's very important. Is it valuable? Is it valuable to my audience? Does this provide value to anyone? Or is it all about me? Look at me, which is a mistake people make. And that was a big question I had to ask myself at some stage. Before I would post, I would have to stop and ask myself, am I adding value with this? Am I helping people with this? Am I bringing some good energy, at least, to people? Or am I just self-exposing and, talking about random things that nobody's interested about, or not relevant to my brand, which I see many people doing. So I guess the answer, like I said, quality number one, and then build on the consistency. That's what I would say. Other people might say differently. They might say you need to put out content every day, but that's how people burn themselves and make people tired with their content. Like, I don't know what you think. Have you noticed that? What do you think about that? Have you had this experience of somebody like maybe posting too much?
I completely agree with you, because consistency required, but consistency will will work when you will offer the value. Like if you take a look, Gary is making content every day, but it's not like he is just making content for the sake of making content. That is actually adding value in your life, or like in our life. So that's how actually, if you can add value, then it's not an issue if you upload your content every day, but you need to make sure with some certain value.
You just keep on the back of your mind, how am I helping people with this, and what am I adding to their life? And you don't need to be Gary Vee, because everyone is stuck on the super quality of the video, which is great if you can have a video team following you. But we can all do. I'm doing a test with myself this year, and I said, if I'm teaching my clients to do this on their phone, I have to, lower also my perfectionism expectations, and just do some things on my phone as well, and show them that yes, it's possible to just switch on the phone and do a great piece of content every day, as long as you're adding value. We can all do that.
True. Like as you mentioned, like as you have seen some people really not cannot move forward with their personal brand. So I've also seen a lot of people who would like to grow their personal brand, but not sure where to start or what to do, or probably they have started but they couldn't sustain in a long run. So my question is to you, so how can someone who is planning to start developing a personal brand, how can he or she do that? Where to start, or how to grow? Do you have any steps to tell them to grow their personal brand in social media?
Of course. I have my own full, formula in my academy that I teach. I have a personal branding academy, but I'm not going to go through all the steps. Maybe 3 steps to get started, 3-4 steps to get started is number 1. You need to first discover your purpose and what is unique about you. Because when your personal brand is authentic, it comes from the inside, and you need to build an authentic brand to reach people. So you need to discover what is unique about you, what is your purpose, why you're doing what you're doing. And then you need to come up with your unique brand message, how you will communicate yourself, and a unique brand image. These are like some basic things, like what is your message to the world, and to come up with that, you also need to discover and create your ideal client profile, or the profile of the companies you want to reach. I talk about the ideal client profile for entrepreneurs, but if you are an executive, if you are somebody that wants to advance in their career, who is your ideal audience that you want to reach? So you need to get clear on that, and get clear on your message, your image, how you're going to present yourself on the social media platforms. And then once you get clear on all of that, then you can start creating content. Because when you know who your ideal client is, when you know who you are and how you communicate yourself, then you can create content for them. You can ask questions like, what are they typing in on Google? What is my ideal client now or ideal prospect typing in on Google? What are their questions, their problems that I can give answers to? What is going through their mind? And then start creating content that gives solutions to that. That's the 4 key steps. I gave 4 key steps: purpose, message, ideal client profile, ideal prospect, ideal audience profile, and then content. If you do these 4, everything else is going to flow in. I guarantee you. That's what I did.
So one of the key things you have mentioned, what I felt that it's important to build a characteristics before you really jump on and start the personal branding. So you need to decide like what are the topic or what are the things you'd like to communicate with your audience, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you need to know exactly who your audience is, the profile of this person or the type of people that will be in your audience, so that they're like the hero of your story, the hero of your movie. They're the hero and you come in as a guide.
Exactly.
So if you know the hero's journey framework that is used for creating content, it's what the movie industry uses. So you need to think about that character that you're communicating with as the hero of the movie, and you're the guide that comes to guide them to solve their problems, to guide them through the challenges and bring them to the outcome. So definitely, it's very important steps to take before you start creating the content. And then you will be like on point. Then you create content and people, they just, listen to you. It happens with all my clients all the time. I see how like they can go viral in 3 months from starting, and then 6 months they have sold out events just because they followed this simple advice, and they just did it. They just went ahead and did it.
Wow. So I mean that was a great suggestion. I think, I mean, personally I find it really, really useful, and definitely I'll pick few things and I will try to implement to grow my personal brand as well, and I will let you know that how it's going, Pavlina.
I would love to hear about it. I mean, it happens to me on the podcast with other hosts. I gave them like some things to implement, and then they contact me after 3 months or 6 months and they say, thank you, I did that. And it was thank you for so I would love to hear back, and also to hear from people listening to the podcast, what you have implemented, what you thought about the podcast and what you have implemented. You can, get in touch, find me on social media and get in touch and connect.
So thanks a lot, Pavlina, again, to be the part of I'm Social. But before we end, is there anything you would like to add on for like our audience and social media marketing enthusiasts? And also, can you please share with our audience that where they can find you in social media?
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to say is that I know you have something that you want to do. That's why you also stayed until the end and you're listening to this. So I want to give you a challenge to start today, to put this goal, because whatever you're not doing, it has to do with your internal limitations. We all have unique skills, unique knowledge, talents. And if you're here, there is something that you want to communicate to the world. There is something that you want to do. And if you cannot do it on your own, if you feel unconfident, go get guidance, go get mentoring, go get support. But there is so much support on the internet. For me, it was guidance and support. So if you want to reach out to me, you can find me with my name, Pavlina Papalouka. You can find on my website, pavlinapapalouka.com. But you can also find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not on TikTok yet. Maybe I will be on TikTok by the time this is out. But you can find me like on social media or Google me, and all my social media will come up. And
we can share your link. We can share your social media link with our audience, right?
Yes, Of course. You want me to say the link? I mean, if you search my name, because it's just one of me in the world, Pavlina
Okay.
Papalouka, I guess I will
Okay.
come up on LinkedIn or on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook group on personal branding that you can join.
Yeah.
My Instagram profile. LinkedIn. So it's just with my name. If you search with my name, you will find it. And my company is AwakenSpace Education,
Okay.
which we don't have a big social media presence yet as a company. Planning to build
Mm.
that because I focused on building my brand because that was so much more effective.
Okay.
That's why you will find bigger presence of me at the moment.
Mm.
So connect with my personal profiles
Yeah.
online.
So guys, that's all from us. You really would like to get connect with Pavlina Papalouka, follow her instruction, and we will definitely share her social media links with you guys. So feel free to get connect with her and share your feedback and try to implement what she has suggested in today's podcast. So guys, that's all from us today. Hope to see you again on the next episode with an exciting topic. Thank you. Bye bye.